Let's see what happens off the break here, because this is an opportunity for the new, we would say, Cloud9, or the current, however you want to kind of phrase it. We're not lawyers around here. We don't know how the contracts work, but the lone player, that is one thing we can confirm, I think that's the official thing, is going to be performing here for Cloud9. Take down Optic. I think it's pretty much as good as a audition as you could put forward now.
And it's always going to be a difficult audition now in this game, right? If Cloud9 have not lost to Optic on this game type in Pro Series and HCS competition, if suddenly things don't go right, they'll be like, okay, well, maybe that's an issue. Maybe there is a difference there between Renegade and Bound. But if Cloud9 can still find that success, they will be saying, okay, well, he fits the shoes perfectly. We're still finding the same kind of game victories that we were previously. 26-0 to start things. Cloud9 have always been amazing at Stronghold Street, at Oddball Streets. Very successful with how they set up, and they make sure they don't allow other teams to really get into a position where they can break those setups too comfortably. They get aggressive, they push out with their setups as well. I love watching them on this map.
Just so everyone's aware, this is just Streets. This isn't the new map. Streets that Dan was trying to... that's coming out next season. I mean, I can talk. I've been calling Catalyst Recharge all day, so, you know, I don't know where I'm trying to, you know, get ahead of you there.
You're unwell. It's okay. We'll forgive you. I don't have that excuse.
Well, Cloud9, no excuses for them at the moment. 45-11 the score. They are dominating in this first round of Oddball.
Yeah, they really are, and unfortunately for Optic, they just haven't really been able to get their foot back into the game, and especially when you see the Bulldog in control, that means you are going to struggle to get to whichever side of the map they're holding, because Eco, with this Bulldog, can now do so much damage, especially now you get into Tram in these close quarters areas.
Oh, I tell you what, he was in an... Almost those spike grenades created such a big opportunity for him as well to make a big play there. Stella's going to be on the flank though, and he's got an assault rifle, and he's going to be shredding away at APG here. Unfortunately, can't quite get that kill. Ball is down. You can see that nobody really wants to pick it up right now. It's all about slays, all about getting control. 2 kills for Bound is going to allow a little bit of time here, maybe for Stella. Instead, he's going to pick up a 3rd kill. That's all dead for Optic. Trippy off the respawn, and Stella with the ball in his hands as they get halfway to winning this first round.
Well, a familiar game type, which is really working out for Cloud9. Maybe this round 1 is going to be too far gone for Optic to even get back into it with a difference like this. But we have seen some crazy comebacks. But at the moment, with how Cloud9 are playing and how they're getting aggressive on the spawns of Optic, they've not been able to allow Optic to really push up to even think about the ball. This is going to be the best opportunity, though, with where Optic are now. If they're able to get 3 dead, could potentially do so if Eco falls. But Eco is just on an absolute tear. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Eco's, everyone on Cloud9 right now is playing some good Halo, but you mentioned he's on a tear. He's 10-3 right now, and he's walking around with an objective in his hand as well. So he really is making sure that every single box is ticked when it comes to Halo Infinite here. And now they're just 26 points away from closing out this first round. Stella with the 2nd kill here in the team fight. That's going to be 2 dead here for Optic, and all members still alive here for Cloud9. Formal's trying to survive, but you get the feeling he might not be too long for this game, as Lucid now finds himself on his own, trapped in ties.
This Cloud9 roster starting to look more and more scary the further we get into this series. 2 big kills, though, for Optic Gaming, but it seems like they'll get 2 dead, 3 dead, but there's always one remaining player, like Penguin is doing right now, who is just a thorn in the side, getting kills, allows the spawners to join them, and Cloud9 are scoring again.
I mean, one thing to point out here as well is, you know, there's been a lot of talk about Renegade, right? What's going to happen with Renegade? Are they going to miss Renegade? I think any team would miss Renegade, but at the same time, Stella, Eco, and Penguin are probably thinking, you know, we're 3 players here who've won world championships as well. You know, we're ones who have won majors here. We need to put a little bit of respect on our names and prove to everyone that it's not just the Renegade show here. We're the players who have been alongside him winning these tournaments as well. Absolutely.
It's a fantastic point. I mean, we can talk about Renegade leaving all day long, but we have to remember just how good these players are on Cloud9. And even though I said, you know, I was expecting them to lose this series based off the fact because they make a new change, it's always very difficult to see how they're playing right now on a map where they're very comfortable. You can see why you can get kind of any player to try and fit into those shoes, but even with a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure, Bound doesn't seem to be failing in that scenario, and that is such a good opportunity for Cloud9 to still find success.
A little bit of time on the board for Optic. Formal with the Bulldog might be able to pick up another one, but look at this teamwork again. It's really impressive, as once again, the break from Cloud9 is so good. Optic find themselves 3 dead. Lucid was last alive. I think he might have been the first spawner. So with that, that's going to be the round by the looks of things. Just a few seconds left. He'll jump onto the the trash bin here. Maybe a bit of symbolism. Who knows? Again, speculation only. I'm enjoying today how much we can speculate, by the way. Like without
so
saying
much speculation.
It's good fun, isn't it? But it's going to be Cloud9 who make us stop speculating and give you some fact. They're up 1-0 and 1 round away now from taking the series against Optic.
Worrying times for Optic Gaming, that's for sure. I think when they looked at who was in this tournament and the fact it was kind of just them and Cloud9 as the big teams, Cloud9 just making a change with a lone player, Optic might have seen this as a potential freebie week, but Cloud9 have proved that to be very unlikely now with how things are going. Round 2 has to be so different from Optic. I want to see them matching the pace of Cloud9. I want to see them matching the aggression as well when they do have that ball in their hands. But they have just not been able to deal with the likes of Eco and Penguin, who have constantly been getting behind and finding those final kills.
Eco's been playing insane so far, and the damage has been done. Oh, Jesus, Bound. All right. I mean, I don't know how he's done that, but well, I've said that about a certain player that used to be on Cloud9's lineup, and Bound seems to be finding his feet and filling those shoes like we mentioned quite well.
It's crazy really when you think back to the first game of this series and King of the Hill went so strongly in favor of Optic, and they looked 10 times the team that Cloud9 were, but clearly Cloud9 just not quite ready for King of the Hill. But when it's oddball, when it's strongholds, when it's something they're familiar with, they're like, well, you know, this is easy. We say to Bound, hey, can you do just something remotely similar to what Renegade was doing and we'll be absolutely fine. And Bound said, bet, I'll do it better. He gets overkills, he's doing the job, he's got 13 kills right now, and if Bound keeps playing this way, then maybe they will win the round and win the series.
Fantastic. That's the job description that was left in the window at Cloud9, right? Just do what Renegade did, but do it better. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll sign up for that one. I've got it. I'm not sure what the CV would look like in order to you know, fill that vacancy. There we go. I need to say vacation again. Apologies, everyone. It's looking pretty good for Cloud9 at the moment, and Bound certainly looking strong himself. Looking at the stats, he's 14-9. He's got most objective time on his team as well, so it's not just a case of he's slaying out and playing for the numbers. He's playing for the win as well.
Cloud9 have control again. Bulldog is going to really help out as Stella managing to dipsy doodle Lucid, stay alive and get the kill. It's a 1 versus 1 though, and Formal, well, I tell you what, rock, paper, scissors, or Rocks versus Bulldog. I think Rocks usually going to win.
1.5 versus a 1 there, I think there, if you've got the rockets in play. A big rocket coming in from Formal. And that will be Optic for the first time on this map, in this game, really with any kind of semblance of control.
Which begs the question, how do Cloud9 break a setup? Because they've been in control the whole time here, and are they going to be able to find as much success in trying to break Optic now, who have a little bit more control? They've got an idea of spawns. They are staying on top of Cloud9, but those kills should be able to help out. Formal now just needs to rotate towards the rest of the team.
Looking pretty good at the moment, this hold from Optic. 2 dead here from Cloud9. Now, we mentioned about breaks. It seemed like one thing that Cloud9 were able to do was break the setups in King of the Hill. It was the holds that were the problem. And for now, it seems like the break isn't quite there, but maybe Optic just starting to get a little bit more aware of how Cloud9 are looking to move on this map. Finally, it looks like APG is going to be forced to play that ball. So that would indicate that the pressure is going to be coming pretty soon. APG survives, but here's Eco with that Bulldog. And that'll be Optic Gaming finding themselves now in a 3v3 on the map. The oddball is down, but a much stronger start in this round from Optic.
I swear the Bulldog has been in the hands of a Cloud9 player at all times as Eco picks up a double. Might look for more here as well, but not going to find any triples. At the moment, he's just going to be a presence with this Bulldog. I think Cloud9 and Optic Gaming have been fighting for it, but Cloud9 have always got the better, and it has done so much damage on this map.
APG is the player to watch here. Eco should be able to find him. Maybe going to get a call out. But look at these covering grenades coming in. Not do as much damage as I was actually expecting onto Eco there. And now Eco is just going to be able to peer down onto this street and do so much damage, but it's not damage enough in time. He's going to touch that oddball. Maybe try and bait APG in. Unfortunately, APG is doing too much business on that pink side of the map. And now Eco is going to be caught on the L and have to survive.
Got to survive. You don't want to be giving this Bulldog away, but Eco, as he was doing on Catalyst and as he has been doing all series, staying alive when he needed to. So important in Halo Infinite. We know that. He knows that. And actually in the kill feed, Eco's picked up 1, Penguin 2, and now Optic on the back foot as APG, the last remaining player.
Penguin trying to fly in and stop these PD spawns coming in as well. Eco going to clean things up alongside Stella. Oddball is down though. So the time is going to take them to get back to that oddball. Maybe a few seconds here for Optic to progress up the map. Bound going to slow it down again with a pick onto Formal. Lucid falls as well. So Cloud9 might be able to, in a few seconds' time, not only tie this game up, but potentially take a lead. But there's APG.
Such important moments here for Optic. They have to win this round, of course, to stay alive, but they can't allow Cloud9 to get ahead. Penguin loses the fight out to Formal, and every individual battle that's happening at Back Tower right now can make or break this round and potentially this series, so you've got to be on your A game.
I mean, APG probably shouldn't have survived in the way that he did there. He just made a miraculous play, just bobbed and weaved, and then reached out at just the right time to pick up the couple of kills, which meant the Cloud9 just couldn't pick up that oddball. Quite simply, they had the 2v2 on the map, and you don't want to turn that into a 2v1 with a player holding that oddball and not able to shoot his guns. So for now, Optic find their way back into the game. They break things down. 60 seconds left here, though. And Lucid knows that there's going to be a player desperate for that oddball. He has the Bulldog to play with, and Cloud9 are going to rotate away. This is a really smart play coming in from Cloud9. Look at this. They just run away from these players coming in from Optic.
Cloud9, they nip in, they grab the ball, they retreat over towards Tram, but that does leave Optic with the chance now to try and prioritize these rockets, but it's not going to happen. Cloud9 not only get the ball, they get the rockets, and the Bulldog is down. They've got control. Everything looking amazing now for Cloud9. Optic are going to have to quickly try and assess how they want to push, how they want to break this setup, and it's not going to be easy with all the goodies in the hands of C9.
You can see they just picked up 3 kills as well. So not only the lead changed, an 11-second lead, it's going to be 3 dead and Trippy last alive. So Optic Gaming just falling apart at the last moments here. It's been a great decision and call from Cloud9 to rotate that ball down towards Tram to take it away from where that last player alive was. Lucid probably thought, I've made a genius play here. They don't know I'm here. I can sneak behind when my teammates push up, but it just looks like Cloud9 were one step ahead here. 74, 75 and climbing. It's a 25-point lead with only 39 seconds left on the clock.
And Bound knew full well he could pick up a considerable amount of time there. Didn't want to think about just trying to play for time just yet. Instead, saying, let's just try and finish this game off. That might allow Optic a chance to get back into things, but with the way that C9 have been holding, I don't think that Optic are going to be fancying their chances. They have to go now. They have to get the kills. They do pick up 1, but is it going to be enough?
Well, I think this ball's just going to be thrown out. That stick is massive. Stella with another just pivotal double kill at the right time in the game. It seems like when it's end game, when a play has to be made, there's no one better than Stella to make that play, as Penguin also picks off Trippy, desperately trying to force his way towards that oddball. The longer that he survives here, the quicker that help's going to come in. It's desperation time for Optic, and it looks like Cloud9 are more than happy to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Optic tossed the ball out, but I think the way Cloud9 are playing, they're just playing defense. They know they are so close to the victory.
Eco on the flank. That's going to be the last push. That's going to be the last second, and that is going to be the last game of the series. Cloud9 will knock Optic down to that elimination bracket, and they will go into the next round. 3-1 the victory, Dan, and I tell you what, they look pretty damn good doing it.
They really did. It was worrying when you saw King of the Hill because they looked very shaky all over the place. But you can understand, it's a new game type. They haven't necessarily had that practice, but they were able to just fall right back into familiar territory as soon as they went elsewhere. And Bound, like a glove, is starting to fit on this Cloud9 roster. It has to be said. Statistically, Eco was the player who stood out for me in that game, or stood out quite clearly in that game, but also across the series, he has looked amazing. I mean, every player from Cloud9 has stepped up, it has to be said. On the other side, though, on set, that is disappointment for Optic. You would have expected a team who has that much practice, who dominated online competition prior to KC. They've come out and they've lost to a Cloud9 team who have only just made a change.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the honeymoon period sometimes that teams have. Maybe that's something to take into account. You're a new player, you come on, you have that energy, you want to impress. Maybe Optic finding their feet a little bit. You know that Trippy's been away on holiday, you know. All these things maybe should be taken into account. But when it comes down to it, the result speaks for itself, right? I think there's a lot to like about not only the result here for Cloud9, but the way they played as well, Dan. I think